Sorry, y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. I hope y'all are having a good day. We are back for another BondyBlue show. Girl, okay, we have some things to get into. But before we actually get into the topics, I want to play a snippet of this audiobook that I'm reading from y'all because they're about to start talking about how society takes on the opinions and mentality of an abusive personality. Y'all, this book is so good. Okay, I told y'all about it last night on Old Ladies First panel. Shout out to Jamie and Nisi. We had a great time. Our last show of the year. Y'all won't see us again until January 15th. But this book here, Why Does He Do That? Came out in 2011 by Lundy Bancroft. Somebody on TikTok was talking about it. And I was like, oh, girl, let me go read that. And really it's just to compare and contrast some of my own experiences, things I've seen. You know what I mean? It's just to make the connections, right? Really good book. So I want to play just a little bit.
The abuser will retaliate against her for talking about his behavior to other people.
We're about to get into it. Hold
it
up.
Does mean telling the abused woman privately that you don't like the way he is treating her and that she doesn't deserve it no matter what she has done. And if you see or hear violence or threats, it means calling the police. How society adopts the abuser's perspective. Almost anyone can become an ally of an abusive man by inadvertently adopting his perspective. People usually don't even notice that they are supporting abusive thinking or they wouldn't do it. Let's examine some of the most common forms of accidental support. The person who says to the abused woman, "You should show him some compassion, even if he has done bad things. Don't forget that he's a human being too." I have almost never worked with an abused woman who overlooked her partner's humanity. The problem is the reverse. He forgets her humanity. Acknowledging his abusiveness and speaking forcefully and honestly about how he has hurt her is indispensable to her recovery. It is the abuser's perspective that she is being mean to him by speaking bluntly about the damage he has done. To suggest to her that his need for compassion should come before her right to live free from abuse is consistent with the abuser's outlook. I have repeatedly seen the tendency among friends and acquaintances of an abused woman to feel that it is their responsibility to make sure that she realizes what a good person he really is inside. In other words, to stay focused on his needs rather than on her own, which is a mistake. People who wish to help an abused woman should instead be telling her what a good person she is. The person who says to her, "But he's the father of your children." The abusive man uses the children to entrap the woman in the relationship, saying that she is depriving them of a father by splitting up the family. That he is the one who is keeping those children from having the father they need by forcing them to grow up with a father who abuses their mother. Children need an abuse-free home. The person who says to her, "You made a commitment and now you need to stick with it through hard times." The abusive man believes that chronic mistreatment, overt disrespect, intimidation, and even violence are not good enough reasons for a woman to want to stay away from a man. When people say to her, "You made your bed, now lie in it," they are supporting the abuser's value system. The person who says to her, "You are claiming to be a helpless victim." If the abuser could hear these words being spoken to his partner, he would jump for joy. He may have said the very same thing to her. The abuser's perspective is that the woman exaggerates the hurtfulness of his conduct because she wants the status of victim, attributing to her the maneuvers that he is actually fond of using himself. When an abused woman tries to tell you how bad things are, listen. The person who says, "These abuse activists are anti-male." How is it anti-male to be against abuse? Are we supposed to pretend we don't notice that the overwhelming majority of abusers are male? This accusation parallels the abuser's words to his partner. "The reason you think I'm abusive is because you have a problem with men." One of the best counters to this piece of sidetracking is to point out how many men are active in combating the abuse of women. Remember also that abused women are the sisters, daughters, mothers, and friends of men. Men's lives are affected by abuse because it happens to women we know and care about. I've given just a few of the dozens of examples I've encountered of how people take on the abuser's view of his abuse. When you hear these kinds of statements, draw the speaker's attention to the fact that he or she is making the abuser's arguments for him. Most people don't want to carry his banner and will drop it quickly once you show them what is in their hands. It is impossible for a community to stop abuse while continuing to assist or ignore abusers at the same time. Protecting or enabling an abuser is as morally repugnant as the abuse itself. This critical concept needs to become firmly embedded in our culture. Colluding with abuse abandons the abused woman and her children, and ultimately abandons the abuser as well, since it keeps him from ever dealing with his problem. In particular, we have to bring to light the actions of those powerful, well-trained professionals who choose to join the abuser in his goals and tactics. If we can erode the ability of abusers to gain allies, they will stand alone, and alone, they are easier to stop.
So that's just a little bit from Lundy Bancroft's book, Why Does He Do That? And it's really extensive. I want to get a hard copy of it. It's fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. Hey, Diva, refer to all of the male celebrities accused for violent acts against women like clockwork. The abused people are blamed and everyone sympathizes with the violent man. Girl, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. They do the same thing over and over and over again. Just like, you know, last night in the live when we were talking about different forms of abuse. And everybody wants to get all in a tizzy in the comments because y'all really don't like people to call things abuse. You like for them to call it something else. Like somebody was in the comments and kept saying, I mean, I feel like it's not abuse. It's bullying, but it's not abuse. And I'm like, hey, babe, those two things are the same thing. Hey, babe, I don't know if you know. Those two things are the same thing. And I think it's important because it's not even just like, it just makes you realize how many times people be playing on your top. It just makes you realize how many times people be playing on your top. And as a person that has had quite a few abusive experiences in my life, I've started to like clock the feel of it. But you don't always know exactly what words to use. And so, you know, you read books. You read books and you find out even more about what's really happening in all of this. That's why it's so annoying for me when people automatically go to that bullshit statement that they like to use. Oh, she's not innocent. That's y'all favorite thing to say when y'all don't like that we're accusing somebody of abuse. Y'all love to say that shit. Oh my God. Like, and it's like a person does not have to be perfect in order for them to be the victim of a crime. And if we're talking about the mistreatment of a person, you're saying they're not innocent. Yes, they are, because we're talking about a perpetration against them. Like, it's really weird when y'all do that, when y'all flip it. If somebody stole something from a person, you wouldn't turn around and be like, bitch, you stole that from yourself. Okay. You took a part in somebody stealing from you, girl. That's not how that would go. So it's very weird the way people respond. You know what I'm saying? To these conversations. Like it's an automatic anger and vitriol towards whoever the victim is. Which is why I said what I said yesterday about Travis Hunter and his little girlfriend. Does the book help you with getting someone to realize that? Yes, it does. It does, because it points out and then it uses actual examples. So the book is written by a man that was actually in charge of a counseling program for people who were abusive or batterers. So if they had a court situation, the court will appoint them to go through his program. And that's how he was able to get a lot of, you know, the information that he's gotten is because he's been in trusted circles with abusive men where they've spoke freely. And a lot of the times they are so emboldened by society, by whoever, you know, whoever they are, their socialization, they are emboldened by the society around them, that their behavior is fine because they're male, right? So they talk about it amongst the, you know, certain psychiatrists like this man or, you know, therapists, whatever. They talk to him about it in a way where they're being 100% honest because they don't even see that something's wrong with it. And I tell y'all that all the time. People like Tyrese, Martell Holt, that was another thing. I especially was thinking about Martell and Melody because they talked about the court system and how men, and I've told y'all this because I've seen it with my own eyes. So then when I actually read it in this book and hear how common it is for men to use the criminal justice system or the court system against women or to control women so he can have, know where she is and what she's doing, using the children to control the woman, threatening the children, doing like he talked about a story where a man wanted to punish his wife for something. So he gave his baby a spoiled bottle. The milk was spoiled. He knew it and he still gave it to the baby to punish her. Baby was sick, throwing up and everything. 11-month-old. Another one was a man who would never hit a woman. And that's another thing. He talks about psychological abuse. And y'all, I'm telling you, even I felt like there was one portion where he was reading my fucking daddy down, bro. He was reading my nigga down in this book. Because like the ones that actually show up in a certain capacity is so hard to prove to other people that they are abusive because of the way they show up in the world. And it can be so difficult. And it reminded me of being at my dad's funeral. Like the way people will then speak about him, it almost shows such a contrast to what you've experienced that it's like alarming. It was crazy. Like also how the relationship between you and your mom, oh my God, talking about how you eventually get mad at the one that's being abused because you start to feel like, why are you letting them do this to you? And then you start to adopt the mentality of the abuser, seeing the abuse, like for instance, me starting to see my mom through my father's lens at some point. I have to check myself about that shit now. Like I have to be conscious of the fact that I sometimes look at my mom through this demeaning lens because I am taking on what I was taught by my father. My father demeaned her a lot of the time, like verbally. And so what ends up happening is even though I was fighting on her behalf and I'm still like I'm seeing it for what it is, but it shaped how I think about women and how I view their weaknesses and how I judge them for their own abuse. I know that I myself have this issue. So that's why I know what everybody else is fucking doing when we talk about these things on social media. But that specific thing, it's hard to recognize that it's happening. They talked about it from the standpoint of when the abusive parent and and the parent that's being abused break up and how it eventually causes issues. But I'm like, it was him dying. That was another thing that caused the issue because then it cemented him in a certain capacity in her mind. You know what I mean? So like after he's gone and all you have are your good memories for the most part, but you still have your automatic responses that are cued to your abuse. Oh my God. It's crazy how much of that shit becomes subconscious. And it reminds me once again, even when he's talking about certain things, it reminds me of that Jonathan Majors conversation that we would have. Whenever we was talking about Jonathan Majors and that white girl running behind him and everybody feeling like there's no way he was abusing her if she was running behind him. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all keep saying that. I don't know why y'all actually think that, because I don't know how many times you've seen in old movies, especially like blaxploitation films. Oh my God, of the 70s, you would see so many like examples of men abusing women and women running behind those men. I remember one movie where the girl was like on drugs and the nigga was beating her and he was like, crawl. And she crawled across the table. It was terrible. Sparkle. One of my favorite movies growing up. Sister was getting her ass beat by that man. Went from being this strong, sassy personality to doing whatever that nigga wanted her to do to the point that now she on drugs, which was another abusive tactic to get her on drugs so that you could control her that way. And that's why when we talk about the Diddy shit, I feel like, you really have to start to notice and look at how the person is showing up, what they're doing. And I feel like I'm getting really, really good at peeping manipulation. Not even that I wasn't always good at it, but even more so now because I seek out books and, just even the TikTok shit. Like just you seek the information that really gives you a clear picture because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. That's why I try not to get too mad at people about some of this shit because I know their responses are from this bottom level of not really understanding it and still being in it and still wanting to protect. And that's a part of like, those are obviously ramifications of abuse. When y'all feel the need to protect abusers, like it is that, yeah. And so that's why I feel like I'm gonna consistently call shit out. I'm gonna call it how I see it. If I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll accept being wrong. I don't need to be right all the time. But I feel like in it large, we ignore how regular abuse in abusive relationships, and y'all call them now, y'all call them toxic. That's what y'all call them now. To act as if the psychological and emotional and verbal, shit is not abuse, because you don't want to call it that. You would just rather call it toxic. And it also talks about how a lot of women are acting out in response to abuse, but they've been made to look crazy to everybody, and that's a tactic. And it was the same thing, again. And I hate to say it like this, but it makes me think about Safari and Erica Mena. We all know Erica Mena is crazy, but I also feel like he's taking advantage and, using that fact in order to be able to get away with the things he does to her in their relationship. You can rely on the fact that people have already, labeled her as a crazy colorist bitch. You know what I'm saying? And cheating is abuse. Yes, repeated cheating is abuse. Okay? And y'all don't see that either. You know what I mean? So because like think about the emotional cycle you go on. And that's another thing that you have to start to recognize what it feels like. What it actually feels like to go on that cycle of abuse with people. And it's so innate to me. I could like, and because I'm not in an abusive relationship in my marriage, I feel like it was easy for me to kind of forget certain aspects of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just forget like how certain things used to feel. But certain things like have triggered a lot of like memories to come back to me, and a lot of old feelings. And then I'm thinking about how that related in my relationships and even some of my friendships. And I think when you are a certain type of empathetic personality, you naturally attract people who are looking to abuse that fact. And it, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. I feel like on some level, it seems like a lot of empathetic people attract narcissistic personalities. And I feel like I was always kind of seeing my mom in that lens, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I got older, I kind of started to see my dad's perspective a little bit more because I'm getting colder, right? I'm kind of like shutting things off in some emotional way. And, that's why I like to continue to take in information, because sometimes information can enlighten. That's what it's supposed to do. And I feel like that enlightened me. that definitely enlightened, because I don't want to be like that. I was raised by an abusive personality, somebody that was mentally, verbally, and physically and emotionally abusive. And so once you are raised in that, you kind of adopt certain things that you were taught, that you watched. It is what it is. So I'm also being very like conscious to like not allow those things to seep through in me. Feel me? So yeah, very good book, y'all. Like just something to read. If you've ever had abusive relationships, like or had an abusive parent. It also talks about the being the child of an abusive parent. It also y'all, peep game. So do y'all, I don't know if a lot of y'all have heard about Freud and how Freud had this whole Oedipus complex thing. And I think we've seen it like with some black men in the relationships they have with their mother, like that what is it, covert incest. But it actually kind of dispels that when it comes to certain things. So like back in the day, Freud talked to a lot of young women that expressed being molested by their fathers. Because he received so much pressure from his peers not to report it that way, he changed it and made it seem like all of these teenage girls secretly had sexual fantasies about their fathers. So when they had that whole thing with Freud and him kind of putting it on young women that they wanted sex with their fathers, instead of like, no, the fathers are dirty ass men. And a lot of the times men view sex animalistically. So they don't even, I feel like a lot of times, see how detrimental it is to do that to your kids, your daughters, whatever. Like, I'm just saying, like, and it seemed like it was more people than they actually want to admit. Just like motherfuckers that's oppressing gayness and all of that. It's way more motherfuckers than you would actually want to admit. That's why when it comes to certain people like Ken over there, oh, I'm a new father and all of that shit. Vince McMahon. It's a lot of different aspects of that you have to be very, very careful of. Shit. Even sometimes I wonder about Lisa Ray's daddy, because they act like it was only mentally and emotional, that triangulation that was created. But it is you having an incestuous relationship with your daughter if she feels like she's in competition with the women you're having sexual relationships with. So yeah, y'all. And it's not, like the man said, it's not because, oh, I hate men. No, because I do feel like women have these same attributes. A lot of my abusive relationships have been with women, but also with masculine women, or women, that are perpetrating a certain image that they've learned from where? From men. Okay. Yes, Diddy and his incestuous relationship with his mom. Yeah, it's a lot of weird shit that be going on, but you have to talk about it. Like, you have to talk about it. You have to break things apart, because you got to be able to see what's going on. I'm just saying. That's me. I want to know why. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Um uh oh, I don't know what that comment meant. Okay. I'm going through y'all comments. All right. Thank you, J. Ray, for the super chat. You were 100% right, Bonnie. That's a common thing that abuse victims often take on those tactics to use on others, like the kids or fan friends eventually. Yes. Yes, absolutely. But with that being said, child, y'all like the video, because I feel like I gave y'all a little cute little intro to this video, girl. But we're about to get into the blog topics. Okay. Girl, Luigi. Let's get into Luigi, okay? Who is giving y'all all of the angry, sexy energy and all of the photos and videos that y'all see. Update, okay? Federal prosecutors have accused Luigi Magnione of planning his alleged attack against United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson for months, citing writings in a notebook and a letter. Magnione, 26, appeared in a federal courthouse on Thursday after being extradited from Pennsylvania, a move that surprised his defense team. Thompson was killed in Midtown Manhattan on December 4th, leading to a nearly week-long manhunt. Magnione, is it Magnione? I don't know. Was arrested on December 9th at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and later transferred to federal custody in Brooklyn. FBI Special Agent Gary Cobb referenced Magnione's handwritten notebook in a criminal complaint, noting entries that revealed his hostility towards the health insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. One entry stated the target is insurance because it checks every box. Another page dated 8/15 said the details are finally coming together. Magnione was not under United Healthcare's insurance despite the company being targeted. The complaint also included excerpts showing Magnione's frustration with procrastination, with one line reading, "I'm glad in a way that I procrastinated because it allowed me to learn more about Company One." Um, yeah. And so people are scared that what he did is going to translate. And so then there's this. A man who allegedly stabbed the president of Muskegon area business has been charged with assault with intent to commit murder in fourth degree, fleeing, eluding a police officer. Nathan Mahoney, a 32-year-old man from Walker, faced a judge today for the first time in Muskegon, whatever the fuck, county. He would spend life behind bars if convicted. Oh, wow. An employee stabs company CEO during staff meeting in a copycat crime of United Healthcare shooting. To me, it's him smiling with the braces. It's him smiling with the braces. And this is what they were afraid of. But low key, I feel like, girl, I don't know what y'all want us to say. I think that it then becomes, I know people want to say it's not a class issue, but I think that it is. I think it's always been a class issue. And I think that, like I've always said, y'all use racism and homophobia and transphobia. Y'all use all of the phobias in order to get everybody all riled up, only so that you can take away all their rights and continue to enslave them. That's what we talked about prior to the election. I was very passionate about it. I also felt that the energy of the country would shift, which, if we recall, that is not a good thing. Whenever the energy of the country is under, a dictator or some type of weird ass dude like Trump, things don't really fare that well in regular life, because then it emboldens all the crazy people. Yeah, our president's in, let's do it, and they crash out. And then innocent people end up being harmed. You know what I'm saying? But the insurance, the labor laws, all of those things, child, it's not looking good. I was literally talking to my husband today, like, dude, I really think we should consider moving. Like, what is really going on? What is really hood? Why are we going through this? It don't even need to be this hard. It's how I was feeling. Okay. It don't. All right. So from there, where do I want to go to next? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's talk about JonBenet Ramsey really quickly. And only because I actually watched the documentary about this, and that's why I wanted to give my opinion, because y'all, I really do, and I could be wrong. I'm so ready to be wrong, but I really don't think this man had anything to do with his child's murder. In all honesty, his energy, and it might be because he's old now, I don't know, but I felt so sad for him. Like, I felt so sad for him. Like, literally watching him whenever they would bring up, his interview in the documentary, I just felt I felt so bad for him. I felt the loss. I felt the pain of it when I'm looking at him. And I'm totally prepared to be wrong about this. But when I tell y'all, me and Lyric was watching this shit, and I kept saying, it's not the daddy. It's not the daddy. Because I know, like, for a long time, people felt like it was the parents or it was the dad. And that's a lot of the times, the case. But I really don't feel like it was the dad. But anyway, let's go ahead and read, because the mother is passed away. So I can't really speak on her temperament, but just watching him in interviews and shit like that. Also, I feel like when people are old, it's harder for them to keep up lies because they're old. So I feel like if he were really like a mean enough old man to do something like that to his daughter, it would have showed up. Also, it was what happened to his daughter. I think the only reason they thought it was him is because they found her in their house in the basement. Um, but the things that were done to her, like, I would have had to have seen signs of, like, long form abuse in order to believe that it was the parents that did this to her, instead of somebody that just did it to her in their house. Okay. So let me read what it says. Neighbors, JonBenet Ramsey's father, John Ramsey, recently received a letter from a woman claiming her ex-husband was responsible for the 1996 murder of his 6-year-old daughter. The letter comes in a wake of renewed attention from the Netflix documentary Cold Case, Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey. In the letter, the woman wrote, "My ex-husband's the killer, and I've kept this inside for as long as I can. Please, please call me." Ramsey immediately tried to contact her, but she did not respond. He has since passed information to a private investigator to further follow up. It's probably bullshit. JonBenet was tragically found beaten and assaulted on December 26, 1996 in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. The case quickly gained national attention, with her family enduring public scrutiny despite being officially cleared by the Boulder district attorney in 2008. And at this point, we don't care. The parents did it. Yeah, I think that's so cold and callous and kind of fucked up. Like, I think that's an example of how y'all don't view people as real people sometimes on the internet. But I definitely feel like, yeah, I don't think it was the family, because if it were the family, I feel like there would have been signs of prolonged abuse. And I don't think that they said that she showed signs of prolonged abuse. The abuse that took place was recent. Like, she didn't have any old bruises or cuts on her body. It seemed like everything was from whatever happened in that basement during that time. So that's one thing. Because to me, if it was the parents, I feel like they would have been abusing her for a while. And another thing is her being a little pageant. First of all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, something wrong. but we've been saying it. Something wrong with y'all. Because when I was watching this shit back, the way they try to sexualize these little girls for putting on big dresses and having big hair and makeup on, they look like baby dolls. It doesn't give sexual. So for you to take it there, something's wrong with you. I just want to say that. I want to say that. Cause like to me, they just look like, they look like little dolls. I don't imagine that dolls are anatomically correct. It's not about, you know what I mean? So for me, I just kind of feel like when I was looking back at that documentary, I feel like back in the day, they did kind of act like she was over sexualized. And when I watched it back, I was like, why do y'all feel like they were over sexualized? Like that's not how it looks. Like she's always covered up. She's just dressed like a classy, you know, adult woman. The makeup, the hair, and all of that is not how a child would dress. But I don't feel like, and yes, I do feel like whoever did it to her was somebody that used to be at the pageants. I do. And I do feel like it's a place for so and so's to show up. But I do not feel like she or her parents were sexualizing her in the way she was in the pageants. And she was an adorable little girl, just very beautiful. I imagine she would have become, grow up to do even more pageants. That is a thing. Like it is a thing, especially in the South. If you have a charismatic young little girl, you're going to get her in things that are going to help her grow that, because all of those things help when it comes to college or whatever she wants to do in life. So if she wants to do pageants, some of the girls do dance, some of the girls do cheer. Like it to me, it's not what people were trying to make it seem like from the parents. Yeah, she like a little doll. I'm not getting like over sexualized. The dresses, and they used to have little ruffle socks on and shit. Like they look like little girls. Cut it out. Um, but yeah, I don't really think the family was involved at this point, and that's just my opinion until further information. But they said they cleared them, and when I saw, like, I feel like it just was something I would have, But when I was looking at the dad, I just didn't see that. I didn't see that. Um, why do you think sexy women go under the knife to appear young still? Men think they have the best of both worlds if they find a woman who looks under 20, maybe in her 20s, 30s. Sexy is mature. Uh yeah, difference between child, dancer, cheerleader. They're living dolls. That's what they look like to me. And I feel like yes, people are looking to sexualize children and they're looking for spaces where they can do that. But I don't feel like we should continue to make the children the problem. Like, no, make the weirdos the problem. Like, instead of we should not have the pageants happening. No, how about we pay attention to the people that are in the crowd? Okay. Um, I used to live watching the pageant shows with the little girls. Did y'all notice how the mothers used to look so terrible though? Oh yeah. Like they put all of their money and their effort into their daughter's beauty. Yeah. Um yeah, this copycat stuff gonna be weird. But anyway, y'all should check out the documentary. It was good. But let's move on. Let's move on. Um what do I want to go next? What do I want to go next? Let's do we want to let's not even. Let's not even. There are certain things I don't even want to talk about. I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm done. Oh. So yeah, what's wrong with Benzino?
Stop. No. I'll tell them no. I'll tell them not. I'll tell them no, okay? Just stop. Stop, please. Stop. Stop. No. Just keep your knife down. Okay. Just stop. Give me the knife.
Call him, please.
No, I'm not. Give me the knife. No. No, okay. Stop, okay. Come on. No. Give me the knife. I will tell them to know to come. I'll call them back. Stop.
So I don't know exactly what's going on, but it's absolutely giving you pretending like you're gonna hurt yourself and falling out and having this tantrum on the ground because somebody wants to call the cops on you is what it's given. Let me read. Neighbors get into this. A viral video is surfacing of Benzino seemingly in distress and threatening to unalive himself after he and a woman got into an alleged domestic dispute. In the video, Benzino can be seen wielding a knife and hysterically crying as the woman records and attempts to get the knife from him. We will send prayers during this time. Benzino was caught on video by his girlfriend, Ashley Bell, threatening to unalive himself with a knife because she called the cops on him for allegedly beating her. What did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just say? I feel like based on the interaction that I had with Benzino online, Benzino, and also the way he talks about his daughter, and yeah, he's an abuser. He's an abuser. He's an abuser. He's an abuser.
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to let everybody know that I'm okay, all right? Second of all, I want to let everybody know that that was a rehearsal for a Tubi movie, all right?
He's lying.
A girl was helping me out, we was doing a script reading, and that was a rehearsal for a Tubi movie. That was a scene from a movie, okay? I would never, ever put my hands on any woman. I've never done that in my life.
We have heard the opposite of that from many people, specifically Althea.
That's for cowards. And I surely wouldn't do anything to hurt myself. So shout out to all the people that was concerned, but I'm okay. All right. Oh, yeah. And I also want to let Curtis know, good looking. Thanks, Curtis, for promoting me. Keep on posting me. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Hey, post this. You want to post some? I mean, I'm in that gym heavy, benching 315. What you doing, Curtis? Anyways, happy holidays to all and stay safe.
Stop. No. I'll tell them no. I'll tell them not. I'll tell them no, okay?
Nothing about this felt like it was acting. Nothing about it felt like we was on set. Like, why would you be holding the phone? Like, yeah, punch Jocelyn. You right. Yeah, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. I think that Benzino is one of the like worst cases that I've seen of somebody that y'all allow to continue to act a fool. But he's definitely abusive. Circular arguments, playing a victim, being volatile, having people walk on eggshells, having no neck. It's just a lot of things. And I imagine when he's talking about Curtis, he might be talking about 50 Cent. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, I don't believe anything that No Neck is saying. I just don't. I don't. Speaking of not believing anything that anybody said, girl, let me tell y'all something. We watched it last night on OLFP, right? Ooh Ladies First Panel. So we
I would rather
remember
I
this
don't
being
like
video
him.
not a
Okay,
recording.
I'd rather
It's
her
okay.
not do a lot of talking at this point anyhow, because she's probably a little bit upset after the thing. So she's.
Can I ask you where?
First of all, I want to tell y'all right now, y'all gonna stop playing on Ray Top. Y'all gonna stop playing on Ray Top. Ray popped out of the bed in the middle of the night and found him a hat and jacket that matched. This man is clean as Santa Claus out this motherfucker. Girl, I bet you glad Ray ain't go to Florida on your ass now. Oh, Lord. Yo, the thing that make me so mad about Karen is her lack of being able to just tell the truth. Like, sometimes just tell the truth, bro. I don't know why y'all don't just take the wind out of people's sails. Whenever you lie and people know you lying, eventually that shit gonna come out. Like, the ego of you to decide that you're going to fight it when there's this much evidence of how drunk you were. It wasn't like, oh, you got in an accident, got out the car, and you weren't that drunk, but just wouldn't be able to pass a breathalyzer. No, you were fucking slaughtered.
Where are you coming from tonight? Ma'am.
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Were you
coming from Bradley?
I'm trying to understand why she couldn't tell us where she was coming from, because I want to know who allowed her to leave looking like this. Because whoever allowed for her to leave, they had to know that she was drunk. Look at her. Look at her hair. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. I'll take a look.
Yes. You come from Bradley?
Or wait. Well, you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember?
It probably is more than alcohol. It's probably pills, maybe an upper. Who knows?
The accident?
It don't even matter.
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Wait, can you hear me?
Look at her here. Like, there's no way. Karen, there's no way.
Necessarily.
What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
The Grandon?
I don't know what that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that.
You
They call me the Grandon.
You called yourself the Grand Dame before anybody else did. They were actually saying it to make fun of you at first, and then it just stuck. Calm down.
I'm black, I'm Russian, I own the plantation. And
Necessarily.
what's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon. No, this is such fucking weird. Poor, white. Just let that go. You want to I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will rise up.
I will rise up. Girl, who is she talking to?
I am who I am. So what do you want to ask me? Can we? I don't get. You run that by people?
I'm not asking
Do you run that by people?
Karen, I'm not
No,
asking
I'm
you
really
anything.
rich, and
I
I will
don't-
stay
I
in
don't-
jail for a year or two because you just run that by
What?
poor white, black, green people. You run that by people?
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does. It has everything. So
it
what's
actually
your
has
point?
zero to do with that. I don't
So,
get to make
I'm
how
sorry.
this happens.
All right, it's not you. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
Computer's gonna read
intelligent.
you.
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
The computer's
And
gonna
I-
continue.
Thomas Jefferson. How old are you, bitch? Like, let's talk about that.
Enough
Half
of
of the
all I
nation
need.
get no. That's such fucking weird. Poor, white. Just let that go.
Because you are poor and white. You won't just let that shit go.
You want to smoke? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will rise up.
I wouldn't do it. I will rise up.
I am. Your point is what? No, what you need to do is tell me what you want.
All I need you to do is listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she would have just took the plea deal, none of this I feel like would have came out.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not?
You want to sign this form saying you refuse to submit to an alcohol concentration test?
Tell me what that means.
That you're not going to provide a sample of your breath.
And then how long do I have to stay?
Stay. We're probably talking about another 25, 30 minutes.
I don't.
Oh, I get out here in 25, 30 minutes? Let me sign it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm signing. Where am I signing it at? Sign it Daffy Duck, bitch. Like,
Serious?
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's fine.
that is another thing. Why is she talking without a lawyer?
Your point is what?
I think that they may not have actually given her Miranda rights, which is why she thought she should fight it. But with this much evidence of you being drunk, like, it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. You should have just took the fucking plea deal and went on about your way, because you are obviously intoxicated. J. Ray, thank you for another super chat, boo. Karen needs a refund for that lawyer letting her take this mess to trial. I would have dropped her as a client. The evidence is diabolical. Ain't it though? Girl, Karen, you look a fool. I guess this, probably a part of the reason why I'm not watching Real Housewives of Potomac anymore, because I don't have time for y'all and whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Between her and Mia lying all the time. I don't know who the new girls are, but I guess they doing something because y'all talking about them. And then when it comes to Giselle, okay, keeping her job alive because she ain't about to let, Robin pull her down. Oh, no. So, yeah, forgot about Big Head Ashley. Like, yeah, y'all are all y'all are not doing well over there as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna let this go. I'm move on from here. What else? Okay, so Tyrod Taylor and Drea once again. Tyrod Taylor is demanding to move forward with the eviction process against Drea, accusing her of living rent-free in his LA home. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Tyrod stated that Drea has not been paying rent while occupying the property and is only trying to delay her eviction to prolong her rent-free stay. He explained that his company has already obtained a writ of possession, and every additional day Drea remains in the home is costing his company money. He revealed, well, I mean, if you would have sold a house to her, you wouldn't be going through this. So he revealed, since approximately June 2024, I have been carrying the payment of the mortgage and upkeep expenses on the subject property. The approximate monthly amount associated with these expenses is $19,843. Tyrod added, every day that Drea remains in possession is another day that my company is deprived of possession, must continue to incur expenses, and is unable to list and sell the property. This legal battle comes amid a separate dispute between the two over ownership of the home. Drea previously filed a lawsuit claiming Tyrod agreed to sell her the property, but the judge ruled the deal was unenforceable, though allowing her to seek reimbursement for $270,000 in home improvements. The judge has yet to rule on Tyrod's request to move forward with the eviction process. So did you give her the $270,000 back? Maybe that's why she's not paying rent. I don't know, but it sounds like to me she may not be paying rent because the judge said you owe her the money on the expenses that she put into the house, and you probably felt like, I'm not about to give her shit. And so she was like, well, I'm not about to give him shit neither. If you're not going to give me the money back I put into this house, not only am I going to take my precious fucking time leaving, I'm also not going to be paying any rent, because I was paying and you were supposed to sell me the house and you decided that you wasn't going to do that. And so now if you petty, I'm petty too. That's what it's given. That's what it's given. It's given he was being petty and now she being petty too. And this just seems like a stressor. That house better be nice as fuck, girl. She better really love that house. Because when I tell you, I don't know how you popping pussy and getting pregnant by another nigga and you ain't made him like handle this situation, like, or financially, you know what I'm saying, get you another home with your name. She's absolutely squatting. And honestly, I'm not mad about it, because I feel like he should have just sold her the house, which he agreed to. And the only reason you decided not to sell it to her is because you were being vindictive. That you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like, you was being an asshole. So I feel like Drea, like, listen, two can play that game. Two can play that game. And that's why I live in California, because the squatting laws, you know what I'm saying, are on the rights of the squatter. So there's that. But you know, hopefully this will be rectified, because this girl, I'm exhausted. I wouldn't have been able to be playing with y'all like this. Not me. Not me. Okay. So I can't play the music, but Dwight Howard and my sis Amy Luciani World then tied the Nizzaid. Stupid ass. Let me just tell y'all right now. This tracks. This tracks. She said, I was enjoying you so much out of the public eye, but here we are. Thank you for bringing me back to the word. Anything I say or fuss about, first thing you say is, did you pray about it? Then I realized I hadn't been praying much lately at all. I'm just thankful, happy, and ready for everything that's coming our way. I prayed real deep on a Thursday, not knowing 2 days later God would send me a Bible-toting tattooed giant with the same heart as me. Thank you. Okay. It tracks. And the reason why it tracks is because she is so thirsty that I feel like she'll literally accept anything from a man as long as it comes in a certain wrapping. And I think that he comes in a certain wrapping. So it tracks. But I will say this. There have been way too many things said about him. And I'm not even talking about him being bisexual. I don't give a fuck about that. I think it's great that she doesn't mind being with a bisexual man. That way he doesn't have to oppress who he is. And he can be who he is and be in a relationship with her for however long that works out. You know, they gonna get married, girl, I guess. But the things that happen with Royce and their son are things that I cannot get out of my head as it pertains to Dwight. I also feel like Dwight is one of those men that uses his money to use the court systems to abuse women that he's been in relationships with. The things that Royce said, and y'all don't get me wrong, I know Royce don't always seem like the most sane person herself, but I also feel like she seemed way more sane years ago. And I feel like as time goes on, when people are dealing with certain types of abuse or abusive relationships, or, you know, just over time period, your mental, you know, will get worse and worse and worse. She seemed a little bit more reliable and sure of herself back in the day than she does now. But Amy doesn't have any children. So that's a good thing. But I absolutely am looking at this situation like, if this is the case, I really hope that he's not who we kind of think he is. We hope he's not. And you know, we hope that this actually works out for y'all and that y'all can actually be happy. But what's probably more so true than not is that Amy is thirsty enough to be with a man who has some fucking issues. And throwing the Bible around, like, he's a sexual deviant. And that's like no disrespect, but I always find it scary when somebody is throwing the Bible around, but they're also known to be abusive in certain respects. And they're also known for having threesomes with men and trans women and not telling the men that the trans women were going to be there. Like, whatever the situation, because I think they said that the gay guy lied about all of that. I kind of low-key feel like maybe not. But something about the way he rolls, the way Dwight Howard rolls, is just, it's giving, okay, girl. We'll see how this works out. But let's not forget, Amy Luciani, you know, is thirsty for a man. So that, you know, there's that. She can act like she not, but what we've seen of her on a reality show, she looks thirsty for a man. Okay. The fact, yeah, you was just flirting with Scrappy, and we know it was all for TV, but even the fact that you would play yourself out like that for a TV show is wow. So yeah, you willing to play yourself out. So moving on. Let's go here. DJ Academics. So apparently Academics is issuing an apology to Rock Nation. Let's hear what he had to say. I'm just curious. Always looks like it stinks in that room.
Now, chat, this is why I'm telling you, I want no smoke with Rock Nation, and I issue a formal apology. And here's the next part of what I want y'all to say to go viral. Jay-Z, I want to be on your team. I want to be in the camp of the Rock Nations, because this type of power and this type of sliminess, hey, get me to a billionaire status too. I'm with y'all. Okay? Now, I ain't going to turn against Tory. Okay? I know y'all don't like Tory. All right? Tory's my mans. I ain't going to turn against Tory, but I got no more opinion on that. Okay? Tory, you on your own, nigga. you on your own, Tony. Tory, you on your own, brother. Rock Nation is too goddamn powerful. I'm just bowing out. I'm just going to check out IPs. I'm going to catch y'all niggas later. Yo, Jay. See you at the brunch, gang. I'm sorry. Y'all ain't, nah. See you at the brunch, gang. I'm sorry. Chat, don't act different when I'm at the brunch. Sorry, okay? Rock Nation is giving this nigga a taste of his own medicine. Oh, you said I did what to who? Now we gonna put it out there that you burning, nigga. You got some incurable STD, nigga. I'm sorry, chat. Now, chat, this is why I'm telling you, I want no smoke.
So basically, Academics is saying that because of the way Rock Nation has gone after Tony Busby, he is now backing off of, I guess, working against them when it came to the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez situation, because they do feel like because Rock Nation is behind Megan that, you know, defending Tory Lanez means blaming Rock Nation like his little sister did, like his daddy was saying, all of that bullshit. And it's further pushing that narrative that them people at Rock Nation even give a fuck about Tory Lanez at this point. It's very lame, but it's pushing, to me, what he's doing in this moment is pushing the narrative that Rock Nation was applying pressure to him or anybody else behind Megan. And that's the reason why you are in jail right now, is because Rock Nation came and saved Megan. And it's just kind of like, no, he shot her. He shot her. He shot her. Like it's weird. It's very, very weird. And it also just shows like, so you admit that you are on his side, right or wrong. To me, that's what you're admitting in this moment, that you're on Tory Lanez's side, right or wrong. Also, that you pussy, which we already knew that, because when you was talking all that shit to Carisha and Diddy was like, pull up, you pump brakes. And then as soon as you felt like Diddy wasn't going to be a problem anymore, you start running your fucking mouth about Carisha again. Like somebody called Saucy. Somebody wake Saucy up off that TikTok live he on snoring for dear God. Somebody go wake his ass up. Tell him to get over here, girl. Okay, get over here. We need you to scare him back into his closet. Y'all, it's so much going on, y'all. I think Megan filed for a restraining order. That's what I was looking for. Megan filed for a restraining order against Tory Lanez, as well as here it is. Megan Thee Stallion has filed a request for a restraining order against Tory Lanez, accusing him of continued harassment despite his imprisonment. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence in California for shooting Megan in 2020. According to TMZ and court documents filed Tuesday, Megan claims Tory orchestrates ongoing abuse through bloggers, including a blogger whom Megan is currently suing. She alleges prison phone logs reveal conversations between Tory, his father, and the blogger discussing payments for targeting her online. And I'm wondering if academics is a part of this, why academics isn't being sued as well. Megan describes the harassment as psychological warfare that has left her deeply depressed and isolated, saying the ordeal has made her question whether she would have preferred death over the ongoing torture, allegedly stating she wishes Tory would have shot and killed me if I would have known I was going to go through this torture. Tory is currently appealing his conviction, and Megan argues his false claims are part of his efforts to secure release. She is requesting a restraining order to prohibit Tory and his associates from contacting, harassing, or intimidating her in any way. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it because ever so often, you know, those same blogs put up stupid ass posts that make y'all think something got overturned or some evidence that they hid. Like these little stories that will come out every now and again that push this narrative that Tory really didn't do what we all know that he did. Yeah. That I think that is what she is referring to. And I've seen those stories and I've actually come up here to read them instead of just looking at the, you know, the title, and you find that because his lawyer decided to file some paperwork, they're now trying to make it seem like the gun was missing, and the police was like, no, the gun is absolutely in our possession. We don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like they put out lies, they're continuing to do it. And I know because every time I see it I get aggravated. So I'm glad that she filed on him. And then when it comes to the Allegro girl, they were able to prove, and I guess these are the dates when he sent money to his dad, or no, sender, Carlisle Peterson. So the daddy sending the money to the Allegro girl, and her sitting up there acting like, you know, oh, it's the truth will come out in black and white. And it's like, well, here's the money, girl. Here's the money, girl, all the way to 2022, only to come up to a sum of $3,000. So you did all that weird shit for $3,000? Girl, that's not even a whole YouTube check. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wish Megan well. I hope that she's able to heal. I hope that people leave her to fuck alone. Like I'm just ugh. It's just annoying and disgusting the way people defend that little schmuck as if he deserves to be defended by anybody. Like continuing to act like some of those comments. I'm not even gonna read that stupid shit because to me, he shot her. It's not really up for discussion. He did it. I don't care if you feel like he meant to kill her. He could have. He shot at her 5 times. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Trying to ruin her career, whatever the fuck he was trying to do, it was abusive. Yeah. And then sending people after her after the fact to post these stories to continue to denigrate and basically lie on that lady and say that she made it all up, continuing like, no. I do think something needs to be done. I think anybody that's continuing, yeah, he shot at her 5 times. Like, I remember when it all, I feel like I can't remember which video I broke it all down in, child, because y'all know I'm up here all the time. But I broke it down in a video. I actually played the audio from the gunshots. And because a man heard them fighting outside his house and called the police. So he's on the phone, this old white man, he's on the phone with the police, and you could hear the gunshots in the background. Pop, 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 pop. It did not give we was fighting over a gun. It didn't give that the gun exchanged hands. It didn't give none of that. It gave somebody shot at that girl 5 times consecutively with barely a second in between. So yeah, I'm like really, you know, I'm over it. And if she needs to sue people to stop them from posting those disingenuous, stupid ass fucking stories, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not. So Chance the Rapper's wife officially files for divorce. Child, I think we saw this coming. Ever since his ass was out there in Jamaica, you know, run the play, you know, rubbing his dick all over girls' booties. Okay. But let's see what it say, girl. Neighbors, it looks like Chance the Rapper's wife is really calling it quits this time. According to TMZ, Kirsten Corley has officially filed for divorce from the artist. The filing comes months after she announced on her IG that her and Chance were separated. The couple has had a few public issues since they tied the knot in 2019, including a viral video of Chance dancing with other women at Carnival. As of right now, the filing isn't available for the public to view, so it's unclear if Kristen is asking for spousal or child support for their 2 daughters. Well, it's sad. She said, after a period of separation, the 2 of us have arrived at the decision to part ways. We came to this decision amicably and with gratitude for the time we spent together. God has blessed us with 2 beautiful daughters who we will continue to raise together. We kindly ask for privacy and respect as we navigate this transition. Thank you. I hope that they are able to keep it cute. I hope they're able to keep it cute, because what it does give is that y'all gonna break up and then he gonna be out here wilding, acting a fool, looking like Neo or somebody. Like, I am worried about Chance being out here like a whole hoe. Okay. What she said, most people don't grow up. It's too damn difficult. What happens is most people get older. That's the truth. They honor their credit cards. They find parking spaces. They marry. They have the nerve to have children, but they don't grow up. Not really. They get older. But to grow up costs the earth. The earth. It means you take responsibility for the time you take up, for the space you occupy. It's serious business. And you find out what it costs us to love and to lose, to dare and to fail, and maybe even more to succeed. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go. Y'all know how to y'all know how it go. It was gonna they was probably together all of that time, got married, and what, 4-5 years later, it's over. My divorce. Well, I wish them luck. That's life. That's life. It's how it happened. Let's get to Lil Wayne. Now, why Lil Wayne is always looking like somebody's sickly auntie, I don't know, but let's listen.
That, you know, I don't think it, and you know, when we speak, and obviously he can't control that. And, you know, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also, I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he better kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time.
Why does he sound like he talking through? Y'all remember back in the day when you was a kid, you used to have them things and you talk and it give you vocal fry. I wish I had something on here.
What is it like? No, not like this. Hold up.
Is it like, no, it's not like that. Hold up.
Is it like, yeah, that's what this nigga sound like. No, I don't really think he needed an apology or nothing like that about that. Nah, I think I understand that. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Like a nigga talking through a box fan. It's not what's up. Clear that out. It's just some lozenges. Some cough drops.
That's what it sounds like. It's weird.
I'm hearing it when you just said,
Okay.
but I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I took
that
it.
is that I don't think it. And when we speak, and obviously he can't control that. And, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like it ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also, I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he
Did you?
better
Good.
kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let little.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna see if I can do it in his voice.
So I feel like you finally came to your senses and decided to stop acting like a spoiled ass brat, acting entitled, like something was owed to you when it really wasn't. I'm glad that you did, you finally decided to have a conversation with Kendrick and clear it up and then come to us with the bullshit to let us know, hey, everybody, I'm not as much of an asshole as y'all think. I've gotten myself together. I put on my sweater. I got the crackles out of my eyes and shit. I put some lip moisturizer on. I may or may not have brushed my teeth yet. But I came down here to talk to y'all from this very odd angle. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
If you ever been to any of his shows, he always end with thank you. Okay. Child, Lil Wayne, at the end of the day, my dude, this should have been your response initially, but you let everybody buck your head up. I do appreciate you coming back and clearing this shit up because I don't want to look at you like that. So I'm glad, you acting your age right now because we've kind of put you in this, I'm not going to say on a pedestal, but we've put you in a space where we feel like you don't do shit for clout. And so for you to come out and have like a temper tantrum the way you did and allow Nikki and the rest of them to buck your head up and put a battery in your back. Yeah, it was definitely feeling like this is not what we wanted from you. It's not what we wanted from you. But anyway, we happy that happened. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Okay, that is good. That is good for you. All right, I wanted to talk to y'all about this, and I totally forgot. But let's discuss.
Also, just learning the AP is saying now that the shooter was a 17-year-old female student. Again, that's just coming down. As soon as we learn more about that information that we're just now getting about the shooter, we'll pass that along.
So the shooter who opened fire at Abundant Life Christian School in Wisconsin was a 17-year-old female student, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press. The girl opened fire Monday in a mass shooting that injured several and killed 5 people. She is among the deceased. A motive remains unknown, such a tragic turn of events. Y'all see my comments. So what y'all did to her? First of all, you telling me it's a Christian school. And then you're telling me that it was a 17-year-old girl that conducted a mass shooting. It's definitely giving y'all did something to her. And I don't know if anything has come out about it yet. Let me just check and see if there have been any other updates. Because I personally feel like hold up. Okay, hold up. We got one from. Okay, let's look at this from the AP. Y'all ready? I'm about to read it to y'all. Now, women in male spaces. The Wisconsin 15-year-old who shot and killed a teacher and a fellow student Monday was only in her first semester at the school, but seemed to be settling in. A school official said Thursday as families of the victims remembered them as people of faith who had deep connections with the Christian school. And y'all know what that means. Whenever I hear Christian school, I hear mistreatment and hiding. That's what I hear. Mistreatment and secrecy and hiding. Ignoring bad behavior, depending on who's doing the bad behavior, those types of things. Abundant Life Christian School student Ruby Patricia Vergara, 14 of Madison, and teacher Erin West, 42 of DeForest, were killed Monday. 2 other students who were shot remain hospitalized Thursday in critical condition. Barbara Wires, the school's director for elementary and communications, told the Associated Press that the attack lasted 8 minutes, shorter than the school's regular snack break. She said the community's faith and connection to one another has sustained them as they struggle with the possibility that the shooter's motive might remain undetermined. I feel like y'all know what happened. Are we broken right now? Yes. Are we bruised and battered? Yes, she said, but we will laugh again and he will turn our mourning into joy again and we will go on. Yeah, all of this Christian, church mabble babble y'all giving right now is definitely making me feel like somebody harmed that girl. Police say student Natalie Samantha Rupp now shot herself at the school and died at a Madison hospital. Police have said her motivation for the attack remains a key part of their investigation. Okay, let me see what else they said. Investigating why the 15-year-old student at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison shot and killed a fellow student and teacher on Monday before shooting herself. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said 2 other students who were shot remained in critical condition on Wednesday. I feel like they must have passed away. We may never know what she was thinking that day, but we'll do our best to try and add or give as much information to our public as possible. A California judge, meanwhile, issued a restraining order Tuesday under California's red flag law against a 20-year-old Carlsbad man. The order requires the man to turn his guns and ammunition into police within 48 hours unless an officer asks for them sooner because he possesses an immediate danger to himself and others. According to the order, the man told FBI agents that he had been messaging Natalie Rupp, the Wisconsin shooter, about attacking a government building with a gun and explosives. The order doesn't say what building he had targeted or when he plans to launch his attack. It also doesn't detail his interactions with Rupp except to state that the man was plotting a mass shooting with her. The student who was killed in Monday's school shooting was identified as an obituary released Wednesday as Ruby Patricia Vergara, 14 of Madison. She was a freshman at the school and an avid reader, loved art, singing, and playing the keyboard in a family worship band. According to the obituary, the Associated Press attempts to reach the girl's family by phone and email on Wednesday evening were unsuccessful. The Dane County Medical Examiner Wednesday evening identified the teacher who was killed as 42-year-old Erin Michelle West, after initially identifying her as Michelle E. West. A man who answered the phone at a number listed for West in public records hung up when reached by a reporter Wednesday evening. The school's communication director, Barbara Wires, said in a statement Wednesday evening that Vergara had attended the school since kindergarten. West worked as a substitute teacher for 3 years before accepting a position at the school's substitute coordinator and an in-building substitute teacher, Wires said. Our hearts are heavy with these losses, Wires wrote in an email to the Associated Press. Police, with the assistance of the FBI, were scouring online records and other resources and speaking with the shooter's parents and classmates in an attempt to determine motive for the shooting, Barnes said. Police don't know if anyone was targeted in the attack or if the attack had been planned in advance. I don't know if she planned it that day or if she planned it a week prior. To me, bringing a gun to school to hurt people is planning. And so we don't know what the premeditation is. While Rupp had 2 handguns, Barnes said he does not know how she obtained them, and he declined to say who purchased them, citing the ongoing investigation. So it sounds like she was talking to some man online and he convinced her to do this, but it was to do something else. And she decided to go to school and shoot people that didn't have anything to do with what the plan was supposed to be. That's odd. That's all very odd. No decisions have been made about whether Rupnow's parents might be charged in relation to the shooting, but they have been cooperating, Barnes said. Online court records show no criminal cases against her father, Jeffrey Rupnow, or her mother, Melissa Rupnow. They are divorced and share custody of their daughter, but she primarily lived with her father, according to court documents. Divorce records indicate that Natalie was in therapy in 2022, but don't say why. Oh Lord. The school shooting was the latest among dozens across the US in recent years, including especially deadly ones in Newton, Connecticut, Parkland, Florida, and Uvalde, Texas. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Y'all, it's something about them referencing her parents being divorced and share custody in a religious community that gives me that somebody might blame her coming from a divorced household as for why she would do something like this, which I don't like. Online court records. Hold on. The school shooting was the latest, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, y'all, I really don't know what's going on here, but this story seems like
that is cheap.
Something seems like something was going on. And I'm sorry, as soon as you put a Christian school, Joe, I know you're comfortable, but shut up. I just, yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but it definitely feels like there's a story. There's some story going on behind the scenes as to why this happened. Cause it seemed like it was specific. Like she went in there, shot a teacher, another student, and then shot herself. So like, girl, I don't know. It's a lot. We'll keep our eye on it because the story fascinates me because you rarely ever hear of girls being the ones to perpetrate mass shootings. So I need to understand something. Okay. What else before we go? What else? Because I feel like we've covered a lot today. I feel like we got into a lot. Yeah, girl, Wendy Williams. We'll talk about that. Proud mama, Wendy Williams and her family attend her son's graduation. This is so wonderful, but I have to wonder, okay, so now y'all know where Wendy is? Now Wendy is, okay? Like, what's going on? I don't know, y'all. It's just something so amiss, like with the Wendy situation. And whenever I talk about it, I feel like, I think somebody was in my comments going off. Why do you always have to think it's something besides what they say it is? I'm like, I don't always feel that way, but something definitely feels off about the way we talk about Wendy. Like sometimes we understand what's going on with Wendy, and sometimes we don't know what's going on with Wendy. Like, what the fuck? Like it's very much given Wendy is not okay, but they was acting like she was missing and shit. They was acting like we didn't know what she was, who had her, and now she pop out at the graduation and her son everybody looking like they always knew what she was. I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm glad that she, we see her and she look good. That's good, but it's all very weird. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. It's all very weird. I think that's all, y'all. Is there anything else that y'all would like for me to discuss? Because I really feel like I've touched all my points that I really wanted to discuss today. Oh, we can do some Diddy shit right quick before I get out of here. Let's do that.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Okay, so in Diddy news, it seems as if Benzino Paul, y'all know that's the guy that got arrested for being Diddy's drug mule. He took a plea deal and he avoided jail time, and now I think everything has been expunged from his record now so quickly. The case has been dismissed because he went ahead and took a plea deal. I wonder what he said, because to me he had to give further information on Diddy in order to get out that situation. And then here's this. According to Deadline, Diddy might be looking at even more charges in his sex trafficking case, prosecutors revealed today in court. During a brief court appearance before federal judge Arun Subramanian, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson kept it vague about the ongoing investigation. While she assured the court that the trial date wouldn't change, she hinted that any additional charges will have little discovery information attached to them. Prosecutors from Damon Williams' office suggested that more indictments could be on the horizon, implying that additional charges are likely coming. AUSA Johnson also noted that technology is fickle, but promised that the government would speed up getting more evidence to the defense. She confirmed that all communications between victim 1 and Diddy have already been handed over to his legal team. So there are going to be even more charges. Child, don't forget the white people. I get so tired of y'all. Y'all always use this creepy pic. This is a creepy pic? How about he just look creepy? How about this nigga is creepy? How about when you really know who somebody is, you see them differently than how you saw them before you knew what was actually going on? Shut the fuck up. Y'all work on my nerves sometimes, girl. Okay, look, as soon as I press refresh, 21 minutes ago, a woman who won a radio contest in 2006 has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that she was drugged and AR'd during a party he allegedly hosted. LaTroya Grayson, an Oklahoma resident, is suing him, his label, Bad Boy Records, and other affiliated companies. That girl said, I'm going to tell y'all my name. I ain't scared of you hoes. According to the lawsuit, Grayson's sibling won a contest through the local radio station K-Jams, which included a trip to New York City to attend Diddy's famous white party. Now, this is some shit you can actually verify. The prize package consisted of round-trip airfare accommodations at the Roger Smith Hotel and exclusive tickets for the event. Grayson submitted photos of her airline tickets and the hotel bill funded by Atlantic Records as part of her lawsuit. After arriving in New York, Grayson claimed the party was changed at the last minute to a black party, and she was separated from her sibling during entry. TMZ reported. Grayson alleges that her sibling was left outside while she entered the venue. She claims to have taken photos with various celebrities, which have been included as evidence in the lawsuit. According to the lawsuit, Grayson was offered pre-made drinks at the party, and after consuming only 2, she began to feel severely ill and disoriented. Girl, what kind of sister are you? You left your sister outside, bitch? Anyway, her next conscious memory is waking up at St. Vincent's Medical Center, where she found herself without underwear, in a ripped shirt, and missing most of her money. Oh my God. That's wild. Well, I'm going to tell you what I do believe. I believe that if they can prove it, and it sounds like they can, you was at the party and they was putting out them drinks that they like to drug so that they can have their way with whoever's left. I think that's what they be doing. I think they give out drug drinks and then just see who's still there to get fucked over. And if you still there and you get fucked over, that's on you. And I feel like that's sad. Oh, it is sad. And we'll see what's going to take place. But I definitely feel like this is a story that we can believe as it pertains to whether people be lying on Diddy all the time. Because that one, when somebody is giving you pictures and all of that to prove, but she left her sister, girl, we just gotta wait and see. Okay, because all y'all said that it wasn't his baby, and it looked like his baby. It looked like his mama. That looked like his baby. That definitely looked like his baby, girl. Yes. It's I think that's King Baby. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got. That's all I really got. That's all I wanted to talk to y'all about. I think I'm good now. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed today's live, girl. Hold up. Where's I hope y'all enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please follow my other page, Bondi Bites, for little short clips of my videos. Don't forget about Reset by Design Wellness. We are going to Bali in July of next year, and we have a second Bali trip. So if you are interested in coming, please go to resetbydesignwellness.com and sign up. And go ahead and support Black business with Just Move supplements. Like this, like that, like that, like this. Okay? That's what I got for y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and I'll see y'all in the next one.